Dennis Martin Six vanished in 1969 in a game of hide and seek while visiting the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. His family said he disappeared behind a bush and he was never seen again. Despite one of the most extensive searches in the park's history, they found no trace of Dennis, and his case remains unsolved. Dennis was described as a husky, healthy boy who had camping and hiking experience and wasn't particularly fearful. At the time of his disappearance, he was a special education student. On June 14, 1969, Dennis, who was from Knoxville, was visiting the Great Smoky Mountains National Park with his father, grandfather, older brother, and 2 cousins. The family was familiar with the area and hiking in this area in particular, since this had long been a Father's Day tradition in their family. The day prior, the family had hiked from the Cadiz Cove to Russell Field, about 10 miles, and then traveled to Spence Field the next day and set up camp. The time varies, but between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., Dennis was last seen playing a game of hide and seek in Banfield Park near the Appalachian Trail. He disappeared behind a bush in an area and has never been seen again. He was gone less than 5 minutes before his family began to panic and started searching for him. There was an extensive, massive search for Dennis to include 1,400 people, but the search efforts were hampered by heavy rains that began falling that evening. Despite 1,400 volunteers searching for Dennis, there has never been a trace of Dennis located. In a news article in 1970, investigators told the Bristol Herald Courier they believed that it was likely that Dennis became disoriented and perished from exposure, but his parents say they don't believe that. They felt with how quickly they began searching and how large of a search that they had, and nobody found a trace of Dennis, even a year later proved to them that he got out of the park somehow. In 1985, a hunter would tell authorities that he believed there are remains of a child in Termont Big Hollow, and that he had actually seen the bones a year earlier but didn't come forward because he was afraid he would be blamed for Dennis's death. Investigators would go to the spot that the hunter claimed that these bones were found, but they found nothing. As the years have gone on, investigators have said there have been many theories about what happened to Dennis. Some believe he got kidnapped, some believe he got lost and disoriented in the woods, or even worse. But even today, nobody knows what happened to Dennis. In 2023, the FBI publicly released Dennis's 133-page case file from the vault. They said this was due to relentless persistence of requests placed by investigators and an author. Investigators in Dennis's case said that they did learn a lot when it came to searching for Dennis. For example, the large number of searchers they had participate in the search for Dennis that night most likely missed things and trampled over possible evidence that a trained eye would have spotted. From Dennis's search, they learned lessons that revolutionized how we conduct searches in the following years and shaped how we search for the missing now. As of today, Dennis's case remains unsolved. When Dennis was last seen, he was 6, just about to turn 7 years old, about 55 pounds and around 4 feet. He was wearing a red shirt, dark green hiking shorts, white socks, and black low-cut Oxford shoes with a symbol on the heel. He is described as a Caucasian male with dark brown wavy hair and brown eyes with long, thick eyelashes. At the time of his disappearance, Dennis had learning disabilities that left him with the mental age about a year and a half behind his chronological age. If you have any information about Dennis's disappearance, you are urged to call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 615-744-4000 or the Great Smoky Mountain Police Department at 865-436-1230. Please keep sharing Dennis's face in his case in hopes that one day we can bring him home. Thank you so much for taking the time to get to know Dennis today, and don't forget, when you see those missing and murdered posts on social media, hit like and share, because every time we share a face, we do get closer to solving a case. And I will see you all back here next week as we head over to Arkansas.